Welcome, lovely people. I'm going to apologize in advance. My hair is still wet, so it's not looking so schmick, but we're stuck with it now. We have a new blog post that is called Heeding the Call. It is for chapter 2 of Light and Rain, and it is the first of the blog posts for that particular chapter. I think we all know by now exactly how I feel about these blog posts. I think they're kind of silly. I'm not really a big fan, and I don't think they entice me into the storyline at all. I find them more annoying than anything else. But that being said, we're going to read it anyway. So I have not read this yet. I am doing it with you guys. Let's see what it says. And let's hope I don't stumble over my words. Sector 2261, Planet Mogo, Green Lantern Corps Aid Station Alpha. Okay, I think I see the problem, John Stewart said as he pondered an emerald-hued holographic projection emanating from his power ring. Replace the filtration controllers in the central purification chamber with those new units from Durla. The old Brailian controllers they were using can't handle the load for a multi-species dwelling unit like this one. That's what I've been telling the foreman for the last quarter cycle, a gruff voice replied. Oh, that wasn't very gruff. That's what I've been telling the... Wait. That's what I've been telling the foreman. I can't do it without smiling. Wait. That's what I've been telling the foreman for the last quarter cycle, a gruff voice replied. The hollow was replaced by the scowling image of Kilowog, a veteran Green Lantern. Posers from Kolu. Those guys think they're brainiacs, you know. That's the best I can do. As long as he doesn't propose shrinking all of the refugees and putting them inside bottles, we're good, John replied. That's the kind of dangerous nonsense I could do without. I hear that, Kilowog replied. I can't do his voice, it's gonna hurt my throat. Speaking of dangerous nonsense, what's the latest on these unprovoked attacks? This part of space is usually pretty quiet thanks to the Big M. Aricia is still interviewing survivors of the attacks, John said. Some of them are saying they were attacked by Khand brigands? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Others are pointing the finger at raiders working for Kanja Ro. We even have statements that implicate Lobo. Pretty sure we can rule that Poozer out, said Kilowog. I think he means poser. Okay, it's pretty obvious I can't get Kilowog's voice going, so I'm very sorry about that. Pretty sure we can rule that Poozer out, said Kilowog. Going after regular folk like those we got here ain't his style. He only takes high-paying, top-shelf gigs even when he's low on party funds. True, John replied. That said, it looks like most of the attacks were carried out by muscle for hire. There's a lot of wannabe Lobos raiding and pillaging in 3 neighboring sectors. What we don't know is why. Yeah, Kilowog said. You'd think by now someone would be running their mouth about that. Sooner or later someone gets chatty and monologues about all the evil they're doing and why. They can't help themselves. Hasn't happened yet, said John, which has me thinking there's a hidden player on the board. Someone who's making all this happen with no questions asked. That kind of indiscretion gets costly fast. We might be dealing with one of the big players here, Kilowog replied. Someone who can afford a lot of mercs and ensure they keep their yappers shut if anyone asks for details. Takes more than money to get that kind of silence, John said. Silence like that comes from extremes. The strict devotion of zealots, an unwavering loyalty of fanatics. Or stark raving fear, Kilowog muttered. That's what I was thinking, fear. It's probably fear, right? The kind of fear that keeps even the hardest crooks quiet, because they know what happens to snitches is worse than any punishment we can come up with. Yeah, John replied grim. Oh, sorry. Yeah, John replied grim and sarcastic, apparently. And who do we know that specializes in fear? Wouldn't put it past him, said Kilowog. Better bring in Jordan. Looks like it's time for a chat with Sinestro. Oh, he's gonna love this, John said, chuckling. Sector 2814, Ferris Residence, the backyard. I gotta tell you, John, I'm not loving this, Hal Jordan said as he tended to cooking food upon the charcoal grill. Spending one of my rare days off in a chinwag with Sinestro instead of a cookout with friends does not at all sound like a good time. Duty calls, man, said the hologram of Jon Stewart as it glittered in the air in front of Hal. And let's be honest, when it comes to Sinestro, it's a duty with your name written all over it. He's not wrong. But it's not the only name, Hal replied, with a thought. A new hollow emitted from his ring, that of Sinestro's head adorned with several glowing names. See, look, there's Guy and Kyle and Joe and, hey, that one says Jon Stewart. Kyle and Joe are helping Adam Strange on Ran, Hollow John replied, smiling. I'm busy on Mogo. And Guy's on a time out after that Battle of Big Belly Burger situation in downtown Baltimore. Heard about that, Hal said, smirking. 2 million in property damage, and Condiment King is still at large. Real tragedy. I'm sorry, it's hard to acknowledge the tragedy when the villain's name is Condiment King. You're deflecting, John replied. No, is he? Who would have thought? You're deflecting, John replied. All kidding aside, I need you on this, Hal. These attacks are serious business, and if Sinestro is behind them. All right, I'm in, said Hal. Appreciate it, John said. And to make it up to you, I won't tell Kilowog you're wearing an apron that says Kiss the Chef on it. Ha ha, replied Hal, shaking his head. Send me the details, funny guy. Jordan out. As the image of Jon Stewart blinked into nothingness, a tall, dark-haired woman walked up to John Hal next to the grill. See these? Burgers, brats, hot links. These smell wonderful. What are brats? For me, a brat is either the doll or someone with really poor behavior. A brat. Hot links, I'm thinking, is hot dogs that are linked to each other. I don't know. Guys, what's brats? These smell wonderful, Carol Ferris said. A lot better than that weaponized chili your friend Ollie is making in my kitchen right now. He's set off the smoke alarm 3 times already. I feel like that man should not be making chili. Only 3? I guess he's making a mild version, Hal replied. Look, something came up. John needs me to head off-world for a bit. Might have a Sinestro problem. Understood, Carol said. A ring on her finger glowed with violet energy, creating a chef's hat upon her head. I'll relieve you of your grill duty, Green Lantern. I stand relieved, Star Sapphire, said Hal as his own ring replaced his civilian attire with the uniform of the Green Lantern Corps. Better flip the burgers. Yeah, Carol replied, after blowing Hal a kiss, so it should have been, yeah. Go do your space stuff and I'll let the others know. You're the best, Hal said as he flew skyward, enveloped in emerald light. Tell Ollie to save me a bowl of the chili, okay? If you say so, Flyboy, Carol replied, grinning. You really are fearless. That's the rumor, Hal said with a jaunty salute. Back soon. I don't know if that's jaunty. What's jaunty? Carol waved, then flipped the burgers with a spatula made of violet light as Hal flew spaceward at high speed. Duty calls, she thought in silence. Duty calls, she thought in silence. A silence that was abruptly shattered as the kitchen smoke alarm went off for the 4th time. Duty calls. And that's where it leaves off. It says to be continued. So I will say this one has painted a little bit of a better picture, in my opinion. I enjoyed it slightly more than the others. It's probably also a benefit that the gap of time between the last one and now has been quite some distance. But at the same time, I still don't like these. The fact that I like this one better than the other ones, in my opinion, is not much of a plus because I still don't like them. I feel like they're giving us a lot of the narrative and story in these blogs rather than in the game where it should be. I understand on MMOs there is a degree of looking things up, but the stuff that I'm used to looking up for an MMO is what is the best kind of build, what abilities go well together, what loadout set should I have, what artifacts should I put in, that sort of thing, not the narrative of the story that we're playing through. And the fact that the first episode that they have brought us, which is Light and Rain Part 1, the Casnia episode, The fact that the storyline for that is really more in the blogs for Voivode and Jack than it is in the actual game, and the fact that they seem to have kind of used that to egg us into the game thinking we're going to be following these characters who we clearly are not following. We're following Esperanza and Reckoning, or Lucia. I didn't like that. It's like trying to trick us into something, I think. I don't know if it's supposed to be, oh my goodness, what a surprise. It wasn't that, so I don't know exactly what they were going for, but I personally don't like the blogs. I find them annoying. I find the fact that people need to go elsewhere to find the storyline of the game they're playing annoying, and I wish they wouldn't do it. But that being said, this does seem to give us a little bit of hints about what's going to happen in the next episode. We don't have a date for the next episode as far as I can tell, but I mean, maybe it's close since they are giving us information about it. I'm not sure. I do believe that the blogs that came out for the previous episode, there were a couple before the actual episode dropped, so maybe it's coming close. Oh, chapter. Why are we calling them chapters? They are episodes. At any rate, if you guys were interested in the most recent blog, there it is. The picture that it paints is okay, it's interesting, but at the same time, I don't play games to read. And I like to read. I very much enjoy reading, but I don't play games to do that. So I'm really just hoping that this particular blog with all of its information in it isn't something we have to read to understand the storyline of the game, and that this information is presented to us in-game in part of the narrative. Because if it's not, these episodes are going to get even more irritating to me than they already are. I mean, we've only had one, but if you watch my channel, you know how I feel about that. And if you watch my lives with Multi, you know how I feel about that. Anyway, I hope you all have a good one.